Hi, thanks for joining us for the Family Plot, Gardening in the Mid-South. I'm Chris Cooper. It is always great when you can cook a meal with vegetables you grew. Today we're cooking with broccoli and red cabbage. Also, garden chemicals have a label for a reason. Today we're going to show you how to read it. That's just ahead on the Family Plot, Gardening in the Mid-South.
Production funding for the Family Plot, Gardening in the Mid-South is provided by the WKNO Production Fund, the WKNO Endowment Fund, and by viewers like you. Thank you.
Welcome to the Family Plot. I'm Chris Cooper. Joining me today is Andrea Jacobo. Andrea is a UT Extension agent right here in Shelby County.
Yes.
And Mr. D is here. Howdy. Thanks for joining us today.
Thank you.
All right, Mr. D brought his appetite. I brought my appetite. What will you be preparing for us today?
So today we're going to go with a red cabbage and broccoli stir fry.
Okay.
And it's one of my favorite dishes. I love to do this at home for my loved ones, and they love it. So
Okay.
I'm really happy to join you guys today and share it with you all.
Okay. And Andrea, we're talking about things you can prepare that actually comes out of your garden. So
Yes,
this is appropriate for what we're doing here today.
For sure, for
right.
sure. I always believe to farm to table, so this is best way to have that meal. I'm just gonna start this skillet right here.
Okay.
So the first thing we're going to do, before everything gets started, you're gonna start with the rice. The rice is already cooked, but you always need to have 2 cups of rice, of brown rice, with 4 cups of water. There's
Okay.
always doubled because brown rice has a little bit more shell, and so it takes a little bit more time.
Okay.
So that's already getting started. But what we're going to do here, I'm going to take 2 tablespoons of olive oil. I'm going to put it into the pan, just like so.
All right.
I'm going to put it into medium heat. And then after that, we're going to add the garlic.
I can really smell that garlic.
Yes, it's very, very potent.
Little dabble do you?
Yes. The great thing about garlic is that a little goes a long way. So only 2 cloves of garlic is just enough for this whole dish.
Okay.
As you can smell,
I can smell it.
smell it really good. So you let it simmer, let it cook.
So far, Miss D, I can handle this part.
Yes.
So far, so good. I can
So
handle
far, so good.
Got it right
So
here,
far,
yeah.
so good. So you let it simmer until it's golden. You don't want to toast the garlic too much, because if burnt garlic, the whole dish is over.
Okay.
Okay? We gotta watch the garlic.
Watch me there.
Yes. Yes. And so as you can hear it, it's going in. I'm gonna move it around just a little bit more. Then I'm gonna add my chicken. The chicken should be diced. I already diced it for you all.
Okay.
And make sure when you're cooking that your vegetable board should only be for the vegetables.
Okay.
And then your meat should only be for your meat.
Gotcha.
You don't wanna have cross-contamination.
Sure.
It's a bad thing if you have cross-contamination. So just to keep it safe, I'm gonna add in the chicken. Ooh, you hear that?
There's your chicken, Mr. D.
There you go. As you can see, it's cooked the chicken. And you let it cook for about 5 minutes. Place this here. Bring down the heat just a little bit. All right, step back.
Still
It's
smelling
nice.
good.
It's smelling good, right?
Yeah, don't want to get popped.
You don't want to get popped, right? Okay. So we just let it cook for a couple minutes.
Okay.
A little bit so it can cook through. So as you see here, we're almost ready. You just want the chicken to be a little bit golden as you're cooking. So as soon as you see a little hint of golden on your chicken, then you're like, okay, let's put in the cabbage. So look how beautiful this cabbage
it does
is.
look good.
It's beautiful,
Pretty
right?
good.
It's a red cabbage because it has lycopene and anthocyanin that have that red pigment to it. But really it looks purple because of a mixture of those 2 phytochemicals. So I already cut up the cabbage for you for this recipe. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to add in a cup of red cabbage, as you can see here.
That's a beautiful color. It really
Beautiful
is.
color, right? It's so beautiful that it actually goes onto the chicken. So you got to be careful if your chicken is purple.
How about that?
And that's normal because of the phytochemicals. You can see. I'm going to put this up. Close this up.
So it's okay to eat purple chicken here.
It is okay to eat purple chicken, right?
We could do that, right?
That it comes from nature.
Okay.
So as you can see, I already cut it in half because half of it's already in the pan. But the best thing to how to cut a cabbage is to have a flat surface. It's round, and so you need to have a flat surface. Take your knife, bring it down the middle. So I like cutting it in quarters. I'm gonna put the other part in here. Cabbage is very hard to cut. It has a little stem at the end, so it's a little hard to cut. So always cut from the outside. You can actually hold it from the outside, from the stem, and then you going down the middle.
Okay.
And the cool thing about cabbage is that you don't have to do much to make it into slices. It already does it for you.
Yeah.
Like that. Super. So you just have to come down a little bit, and it cuts it down.
Yeah, that's all it takes.
That's all it takes, and it breaks it up apart. It breaks it apart by itself.
Chris will hold that cabbage for you if you want him to.
Yeah.
I don't think so.
Oh man, I need a sous chef. Are you ready to be the sous chef?
I don't think I'm ready for that yet.
Oh, okay. Okay. So we're gonna put this back in here.
Yeah, it's a pretty good aroma to it as well.
It does. So the cabbage and the broccoli are from the same family. They're actually cousins.
Okay.
They're from the cruciferous family, and they are filled with vitamin B, K, C as well, and calcium. Let me break this up. So
all the stuff that's good for you.
yes, all that's the stuff that's good for you, right? So as you can see, it's cooking. It's already ready. So once that's ready, I'm going to add the broccoli. So with the broccoli, as you can see, it's a little different. I like to break the stem, and with my hands, I just break off the little florets. And you always want to find your broccoli and your cabbage when it's close to its peak season.
Right.
You
Good
want
point.
to. If not, it's going to taste bitter.
That's right.
It's not going to be great for you. At least the nutritional content of it won't be. So I'm going to cut this up. And all you have to do, since I broke it up with my hands, is to break it up into little smaller pieces. Oop, it goes one from down. And as you can see, some of them are already so small, you can just add them in. I like to add in my broccoli last because broccoli, the crunchier it is, the better, right?
I'm with you on
I
that.
love crunch.
Yeah, I do too.
I love crunch.
Looks good, man. You got
Right.
the colors in there.
Yes, and you don't want to cook your broccoli, your vegetables too much because you'll lose the nutritional value of the vegetable. You want to go in. You're probably thinking, where's the spices, right? So I like to add my spices at the end, right? Because I like the chicken to cook fully, and then the spices that you add onto it absorb the flavor much easier. So I'm going to use red pepper flakes.
Yeah, like red pepper.
You gotta be careful with the red pepper flakes. If not, it's gonna get too hot.
That's right.
So if you want to be slightly medium, you just add a little bit.
Hey, watch Mr. D now. He's eyeing that over there.
Yep.
Watch him.
And then I'm going to use a teaspoon of salt.
Okay.
This is half a teaspoon, actually. Sprinkle over. And that should be ready. Now, if you don't like red pepper flakes, that's okay. What you could also use is a salt-free garlic herb, and that can add some of that spice and that flavor that you're looking for.
Okay.
So I'm going to add some of that to here. How does that smell? Smells good?
Hey, it smells good. It looks good and smells good.
Okay.
That's for sure.
So I'm going to just cover this a little bit,
Okay.
so it can get a little, the broccoli can get a little greener.
Sure.
And then I'm going to close this up.
Good to hear. So how much longer now do we have to wait for that?
Oh, it's just about ready.
I think it is.
So just as that is, I'm going to bring it down to off. I'm going to put this here. Can you pass me the plates?
Oh, sure. You want one at a time or
Oh, one would be great.
do it this way?
Thank you so much. So who's first?
We'll let Mr. D go first. How about
Okay.
that?
I'm holding the plate.
Oh, you're on the plate. Oh, I can go first then.
So we're going to put a little bit here. Onto this.
Might want one of these.
Yeah, I might want
Yes,
fork.
you definitely do want
I
one
think I
of
need
those.
that.
I'm going to cut this out. See the purple? It happens.
I can already,
Wow, that's good.
I can already tell we need bigger plates.
Well, the more the merrier.
There you are.
All right. Here you go.
Thank you, Andrea.
My little
Andrea.
Yeah.
This is delicious.
Yeah.
It is good.
I'm glad you like it. I'm glad you
Definitely
like it.
Look, we appreciate you being on today.
Thank you so much.
Mr. D,
Yes.
Thank you so
Pat.
a
much.
mouthful. Thank you, Andrea.
Thank you.
Yeah.
There are a number of gardening events going on in the next couple of weeks. Here are just a few that might interest you.
All right, Mr. D, we always tell folks to read the label.
We always tell folks to read the label. If we don't, we made a mistake.
That's right.
And forgot to.
That's right.
Because anytime you use a pesticide, it's extremely important to read and heed
That's right.
the label.
Heed. Yeah.
And
Heed and heed.
there's probably a lot more money went into developing the label on these products than went into the active, the product that's in the bottle.
Right.
Because it takes years for a product to be labeled. It's tested in the field, it's looked at for several years, and it's tweaked. The rates are tweaked by biologists and researchers, and when the label is finally approved by the Environmental Protection Agency, then you're good to go. And because of that, you and I can make no recommendation that's off-label. We can't make any recommendation that's inconsistent with what's on this label. Now, all labels, there are things that are required by federal law to be on every pesticide label. And I've got a few examples here, and I'm going to go through
Okay, let's do that.
some of those things, not all of them.
Okay.
It's pretty easy to go to the law and find out exactly what has to be on every pesticide label.
Sure.
But the first thing that I look for on a pesticide is the active ingredient.
First thing I look for. That's
And
right.
this is an example. This is the trade name is 7.
Right.
The active ingredient is down here on the bottom in real small print, kind of like on some of the food items that we look at. And this is carbaryl, 22.5% carbaryl. So I know that's the active ingredient, and that's the only pesticide that's in here. It is 77.5% other ingredients. Now, so I see that. So every pesticide label is going to have the trade name, it's going to have the active ingredient and the percent active ingredient.
Okay.
That's not all of the label. If you
not
notice,
it.
this is not just one-page label. This has the insects that it will kill. If it's a herbicide, it'll have the weeds that it'll kill. If it's a fungicide, it'll have the diseases that it's designed to control. And when you open it to page 1, yeah, it's a book.
Yeah,
It's
it
a
is.
book
It's
attached
a
to
mini
this
book.
container. This tells you first aid.
Yeah.
Every pesticide label has instructions on first aid. There's a note to the physician. If someone is poisoned or accidentally ingests one of these products, it's very important that you take the label with you, take the product with you to the doctor, because here, the note to the physician tells the doctor what the antidote is. Atropine is antidotal. It's got a telephone number for medical emergencies, 24-hour-a-day phone number that you can call. Talks about precautions regarding pets, animals, and children, and environmental hazards. Do I not want to spray it very close to my fish pond? This will tell you when you look at the environmental hazards.
Right.
Every label, somewhere on that label has this statement right here, and this is the only thing that I'm going to read word for word.
All right. Let's go for it.
Under directions for use, it says, it is a violation of federal law to use this product in a manner inconsistent with its labeling. read the entire label before using this
There it
product.
goes.
They're really very interesting. It's interesting reading, especially, well, if you're in our line of work.
Right,
it's
yeah, we
interesting
do
reading.
it all the
But
time.
you learn a lot, and it's so important because trade names change, active
yes.
ingredients
Yes.
change,
That's true.
and there are restrictions, that have a list of do nots that you go through. And then as you get further over in here, storage and disposal. How to dispose of the container when you get finished, and how to store it. And very, very important information to know. Most pesticide containers, you can triple rinse them. Once you finish, triple rinse them, put the product back in your sprayer, as you're finishing up, and then you can throw the container in the garbage most of the time. But you need to read the section on storage and disposal to make sure. There'll be specific instructions on different crops. This is blackberries, blueberries, ornamental trees, shrubs, and flowers. Everything that you can use it on. If it's not on here, I can't recommend that you use it. If you accidentally spray it on your broccoli plant, and broccoli is not on here, I cannot suggest that you eat that broccoli. I mean, you can't make any recommendation that's inconsistent with the labeling. One other thing that all labels have is a signal word. It's a very simple signal word. The caution, warning, and danger.
Yes.
Most of the products that we see at lawn and garden centers, most of them have caution on them. And let me show you. I'm going to show you on all of these products where that word is. It's all caps, all capital letters here. Caution. Let me grab this one over here. This is horticultural oil. All seasons horticultural and dormant spray oil. Look, caution.
There it goes. Yeah.
The caution is low toxicity. That means it's low toxicity, low mammalian toxicity, so it's not that toxic to humans or mammals. Roundup, herbicide, look here. Caution. All caps. I've got an example of an agricultural pesticide label that I took off of a 2.5 gallon jug right here. I didn't want to bring the jug in, but it's Lorsban 4E. Look, warning.
Warning. Yeah.
So warning indicates that the product is moderately toxic. This one happens to be also a restricted use pesticide. So a homeowner can't buy Lorsban. But again, warning is moderately toxic. Most restricted use pesticides carry the signal word danger.
Okay.
And if they carry the signal word danger, and the word poison is also on there, and you'll see a little diagram of a skull and crossbones.
That's right.
So that should tell you if it's danger, that means that it is highly toxic by at least one route of exposure.
Okay.
And there are several routes of exposures, and it is on the label. We'll tell you which route to look for. It could be inhalation, to breathe it in. It could be ingestion, or through your skin.
Okay. Wow.
But read the label, read and heed the label. Very, very important.
Look, I have one last question for you, though.
Okay.
We have a label. We can't just deface the label, can we?
You've got to follow the label, and you've got to use the product in the container according to the label instructions. You can't take the product out of this container, put it in another container that's not labeled, because you need to have the label with the product all the time. But this is a legal document that we're bound by law to follow.
And the label is the law.
The label is the law. That's right.
Mr. D, good stuff.
There's a difference between law and policy. This is not a policy that we generally follow from time to time like I used to do in my work before I retired. This is the law, and you've got to follow the law.
Got to follow it. You got to follow the law. Thank you, Mr. D. We appreciate that. It's good stuff.
I was asked to demonstrate my little seeder for planting fine, small seeds. The spice jars that no longer are usable makes a great way of putting in real fine seeds. It's already got a bunch of perforations in it. You really only need about 2 holes. So all you do is take a little piece of tape and cover all but 2 holes, or one hose if the seeds are very fine, and that's it. All you have to do now is just pop the lid. You put your seeds in, put the cap back on, and just go ahead and spread your seeds. If you got some little bit larger seeds, you can just take this little tab that comes up here, and you got for big seeds. Real easy, real simple, and dirt cheap.
All right, this is our Q&A session. Andrea, if you have something to say, just jump in there with us, all right?
All right, cool.
All right, here's our first viewer email. My HF Young clematis leaves are wilting. What is the cause and how can I correct the problem? And this is from Miss Charlene right here in Memphis. Well, guess what, Miss Charlene? I had the same problem with my clematis, okay? And it's called clematis wilt. It's a common fungal disease of clematis. So what happens is the fungus produces black spots on the leaves, on the stems. Those black spots become lesions. Those lesions actually impede the flow of water movement in that vine. Therefore, you get dieback. Once you get dieback, you know what you have to do? You cut out the infected parts. Okay. Sometimes that may mean cutting it all the way back down to the roots, which is what I did, all the way to the ground. But guess what? The vine produces healthy shoots. So there's no need to, you know, get out any fungicides or anything like that. Cut it all the way back down to the ground.
Let it come on back.
Let it come on back. Healthy shoots.
Okay.
Know it from experience. I know it looks devastating when you have to go out there and cut it all the way back to the ground, but mine shot right back up. It's good, healthy, and it loves it.
Perfect.
So it grew a lot faster than it did originally because the root system
And it did.
intact. Yeah.
It did. As long as the root system is shaded, you know, with mulch, it'll go right back. Just as healthy. It's pretty, beautiful blooms. And the large flower varieties seem to have this problem more than the others that I've noticed. But yeah, so I know that from experience, Michelle.
Yeah, I wonder if there's any plants that are resistant, if there are any of the clematis that are resistant to that.
Probably could be.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure.
That'd be interesting.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure with your newer varieties, probably so. I would guess so.
That'd be good to know.
All right, so there you have it, Miss Charlene. Just cut out the infected parts, but clematis wilt is what that's called. Okay, here's our next viewer email. Why do my gardenia bushes die back each winter? So far, they have come back from the ground each spring, and this is from Miss Anita. Now, here's the thing about gardenia bushes, Mr. D, Andrea. You have pretty good success there with them, but they have to be protected in the winter.
A little far north.
Yeah, they have to
where
be
ideally from where they want to be.
Yeah, from where they want to be. Beautiful smelling plant, but yeah, they have to be protected in the winter because they're cold sensitive. So anytime we get temperatures 10 degrees, they get killed back to the ground. Now they regenerate in the spring, but they have to be protected. Okay, so that's straw, mulch, or whatever you're going to use to protect them, Miss Anita. But do understand they're cold sensitive. We get cold winters, it's going to kill it back to the ground. But like you indicated here, it's going to go back or regenerate each spring. So make sure it's protected. And that'll work.
Maybe with global warming in a few years, that won't be a problem.
Won't be a problem?
Maybe.
All right, Miss Anita, hope that helps you out. Here's our next viewer email. Interesting question. Why is privet illegal to sell in Tennessee? And this is from Dorinia via YouTube, okay? So why is privet illegal to sell in Tennessee? But before you start, this is what I think, first of all, right? Anytime you have a plant that causes economic and environmental harm, it's pretty much an invasive. And if it's an invasive, you shouldn't sell it.
That's right. And that's what privet is. It's an invasive species. If you want a privet plant, go in the Wolf River bottom and dig one up. You know, it's because it's taken the whole
over.
Area.
Right.
Yeah.
And even on our farm up in Dyer County, you know, it's everywhere.
Right.
And it's just a pain. It's a
Right.
royal pain. It's a woody perennial that grows everywhere. It takes fence rows over, and I don't understand why anyone would want to buy one anyway.
Me either. Yeah, I mean, it crowds out all of your understory, you know, plants. You know, I mean, once it just naturalizes. It just goes everywhere. It just takes over.
But if you want one, just go pull one up out of the ground. You don't have to buy it. and you don't even have to really be nice to
No.
it. You pull it up and lay it down on the ground, throw a little dirt on top of it, and it'll take
Oh,
off.
it'll grow. It'll
Or
take
the
off.
seed, the bird spread it.
Right,
It has
that's right.
a lot of seed, and you can plant a seed if you wanted to, I guess. But
Yeah, so that's why it's illegal. Yeah, because it just takes over, and definitely don't want that. It is on the invasive list here in Tennessee, so be careful. All right, Mr. D, Andrea, we're out of time.
Thank you so
Yeah,
much
thank
for
you.
having me.
All right.
Remember, we love to hear from you. Send us an email or letter. The email address is familyplot@wkno.org, and the mailing address is Family Plot, 7151 Cherry Farms Road, Cordova, Tennessee 38016. Or you can go online to familyplotgarden.com. That's all we have time for today. Need to see how to plant a tree or how to mix up chemicals? Go to familyplotgarden.com. We have videos on that along with hundreds more like how to aerate your lawn. Go check it out. Thanks for watching. I'm Chris Cooper. Be sure to join us next week for the Family Plot, Gardening in the Mid-South. Be safe.